Hi everyone, morning. Thought I would use YouTube as the easier way of trying to transmit the information, as I really struggled yesterday trying to download your videos and things onto Teams. So I thought I would go back to what I am used to. So here we go. The plan is that I will post a picture of this onto the Facebook page as well, so that you'll be able to see what it is and zoom into it, etc. later on. So the two essays that you will have found that you are working with, the first one is secular views of gender equality have undermined Christian gender roles. So it's either that one or critically assess Ruther's views on gender and its implications for the Christian idea of God. So you're going to pick one or the other of those essays, and the essay is due in next Friday the 27th. That is the completed whole essay, please. We will be working on it in lesson next Friday together, so please make sure you do have that ready. So let's talk through some tips that I want to give you about how to answer either this one or this one. You then need to go away and pick which one do I want to do. You then need to decide your line of argument. You then need to start writing it. And then if you would like to send over any snippets, any snapshots, anything that you want me to read, check, give feedback on, etc., please do let me know. So the first one, of secular views of gender equality have undermined Christian gender roles. With this one, what I would focus on is, what are secular views? What does it mean by secular views? Are you talking about our views within society? Like what? How do we know that our views on gender equality are secular? So what does secular mean? How is it shown within our society? What do they say about a gender equality? So what are these secular views of gender equality? You're going to have a look for them, because if you can't find secular views of gender equality, then how have they undermined Christian gender roles if actually they're very similar? So you need to have a look into what the secular roles actually are. Once you've done that, you need to focus on this word undermined. Undermined is that key word there. What does undermined mean? What does it mean by undermined? How do the secular views undermine Christian gender roles? What does it imply? Is it successful? Do secular views undermine gender Christian roles? And what are the Christian gender roles? So obviously the examples that we've looked at, the Christian gender roles on the Christian gender, I'll say that one again, the Gender and Society PowerPoint, are things like the wedding vows, so how women have to say obey. We looked at the Genesis quote, how God made him in his image. We had a look at the Ephesians quote, but don't forget the whole quote, and don't forget what it was meant to do as far as women obey your husbands, men love your wives, that one. What was it meant to do though? And then don't forget the Pope John Paul II, this idea of motherhood, virginity, etc. So what you need to do is you need to work through these. You don't have to do them all, you could just do one or two. And then what are the gender roles? What do they imply about gender? Do they imply something bad about gender that should be undermined? Or actually, do they not imply bad things about gender? So your line of argument, have they been undermined, or has the church tried to update itself? Have Christian gender roles actually moved into far more equality? What do you think? And so what I would very, very much, because I'm guessing this one might be a popular one, what I would really like for you to do is to not go down a Christian bashing route. Don't just go down, Christianity has, there's no equality within Christianity. The secular views undermine it completely. Really try and think about it from a more interesting angle. Really try and play around with these ideas. Are Christian values really against gender equality? Have they really promoted something very, very negative that needs to be undermined? Or have we maybe just interpreted them wrong? Has there maybe just been one or two names, do some synoptic links, has there been one or two names like Augustine or Aquinas that have maybe led us astray? Don't forget you've got the Aquinas thing about women being defective. Avoid people like Plato and Aristotle off the PowerPoint unless you know how to link them into this question, because obviously they're not Christian, they're not secular. So well, I guess you could say they're secular, but they're secular from 2,000 years ago, so you can't really then argue that the Bible is outdated and then use a secular Plato view. So be very, very careful who you pick here. Again, be very careful if you use the Malala quote, because again, she is not Christian. So this is not a Mary Daly question either. So do not go on a Mary Daly rant. She can be a synoptic link, but don't go into great detail. So this essay is very, very much about control. This essay is the harder of the two, but it's the far more interesting one. So what you're working with, what you're playing around with is, are Christian gender roles not equal? Is that what you are arguing? Is that Christian perspectives of gender are not equal? Why do secular views go against this? So what is the difference? So you might wish to start by doing a table that does the secular views, find some statistics, find some changes to the laws, find some things that, people's views that they have on gender equality, find some statistics about jobs, etc., when, where gender equality is coming out. Because at the end of the day, things like jobs, men and women are still treated differently as far as pay. There's still not gender equality within things like jobs. And all Christianity is doing is saying how men and women have different roles. How is that different from how society pays people? So I really want you to think about this. I really want you to get into this essay and these questions and really question, have they been undermined by secular views, by these non-religious separation of state and religious views? Have they undermined Christian gender roles? What are the gender roles within Christianity, and are they really that bad? So that's that question. Second question is, critically assess Ruther's views on gender and its implications for the Christian idea of God. Far, far drier, much easier to control as far as your essay is concerned. So with this one, you just need to work through her views. That's it. You just need to work through her views. So her views on maleness of Christ, the warrior versus servant. You might want to break that up into 2 paragraphs because it's a pretty big argument. This idea of the wisdom principle. So you just need to work through her arguments. And you can compare Daly, but do not go down long streams of talking about Daly. You can easily get sidetracked with Daly. Daly is far more, I was going to say volcanic. Is that really a word to express it? But she's far more ferocious, is Daly. Ruth is much more bland, but you want to keep your focus on Ruther at all times. So the essay is on Ruther. If you do bring in Daly, I do not want to see Daly. No, I don't want to see no paragraph starting with Daly. Same for this one. If you mention Daly, you mention her. These essays are not on Daly, and I did that for a reason. I want you to talk about somebody other than, I can't remember her first name. Lockdown's already got to my brain. Daly. No, gone, not there. No name. She is nameless Daly. There we go. So you can compare Daly, but do not write long paragraphs on Daly. The focus is Ruther at all times. And again, apologise that this is quite far down. So as I said, I will post the picture on Facebook later. You need to look at what Ruther implies. What are the implications? It says the implications. So her views on gender are things like the wisdom principle, her views on Christ. But then you need to say the implications. What are the implications of what she is saying? Because don't forget, she is trying to reform Christianity. She is not trying to abandon it like Daly did. She's trying to reform it. So what are the implications of what she's saying? Have we become misguided as far as our views about Christianity? So has Christianity kind of always been traditionally correct and we've just gone down a path? Sorry, my cat's trying to get on the board. She's trying to get behind the board. Has Christianity always had these views where they've expressed Jesus as this servant king, but it's society and it's how we were expecting Jesus. So then we've started to talk about Jesus in a different way. We've started to take it down a different path, and that's again society's problem, not Christianity's problem. So what are her implications for Christianity? Can it be reformed? Can it be saved, or does it have to be abandoned? Yeah, so one, all the other, full essay. Send me things across if you would like me to have a little read or a check of anything. The deadline for this is next Friday, so this is something I want you to be working on during the whole time. On Friday's lesson, I will send you a Teams meeting so that we can actually get together and make sure that there's no issues or problems from this week. So this is your focus. Don't forget when I come back as well, so when I get back into college next Friday, we will be going over these essays. We'll be doing our usual highlights, etc. We'll be doing our usual first self-assessment draft. We'll probably use the mark schemes to see how you've done. So you have to have these for the lesson next Friday. We will also be doing that key knowledge exam next Friday. So you'll be doing a key knowledge exam on gender and society, gender and theology, and secularization. Okay, so please make sure you keep revising for them. Focus on this. Teams meeting on Friday, and then we'll slowly start to dabble with a little bit of liberation next week before I come back. But liberation, we start with a bit of research because I need to get you all up to the same state as far as understanding Marxism, because some of you will have immense understanding of Marxism. Some of you will have sociology backing Marxism, and some of you will have nothing. So I need to get you all to a same point so that we can then start looking at liberation. So thanks very much, everybody. Send me emails if there's any problems. Hopefully you found this helpful, and I'll see you all soon. Bye, guys.